Hello there, Andy here, and here's my easy 3 on purposeful one-to-ones. One-to-ones are really important in business, and I would say in life. We don't call it a one-to-one in our house, we call it tea time. And at tea time we ask each other how the day went and what's going on, and we normally tell people if we've had a bad day and what's worrying us, or if what we're looking forward to and what's exciting us. When we come to organisations, we have a habit of formalising this conversation because there are certain things we need to check in. So my first of my easy 3 for one-to-ones is, whilst it may become a process with forms and checklists that are kept on a system, you and the person you're having a one-to-one with are not machines. I could take my car for a service and it can have a one-to-one with a mechanic, but the car isn't emotive. The car doesn't. It will go through its checks and be quite happy to be reviewed and looked at and have parts changed. But we as humans see a one-to-one as a meaningful conversation. So you need to take an interest in the person you're having a one-to-one with, and that's 2 ways. That's not just the manager taking an interest in their member of staff. That's both people taking a genuine interest in each other. That will then lead to the discussion around the things that you need to discuss. Which brings me to number 2 of my easy 3. There should never be any reason not to have a one-to-one, as in, I've got nothing to cover. Now, having a one-to-one every day, you could argue, that's over and above because we work with people every day. But monthly or 6 weekly, my argument would be, it's not that you have nothing to say, you might not have business things to discuss, as maybe you're working on a large project and its deliverables are still going through the process of design or development, whatever that might be. But that person and their engagement and their attitude towards the project and their home life and their plans for holidays might change quite a lot in 4 to 6 weeks. So don't think, because I'm busy and because not much has changed, there's no need for a one-to-one. Even if you call it a quick cup of coffee. Outwardly, to anybody else, that might be seen as a chat, but there is structure behind it because you are learning about each other and where each other is at, which is the main focus of a one-to-one, because happy people produce happy and productive work. Unhappy people don't. And the idea of a one-to-one is to make sure everybody's productive and therefore everybody's happy. So there is always something to say, which is my easy number 2. My easy number 3. Regardless of how you feel about providing feedback, you must do it in a one-to-one meeting if there is something to be said. There is nothing worse for an employee than having 4 or 5 one-to-one meetings and at the end of your appraisal finding out they've not quite met the expectations or exceeded expectations because there was an area in their behaviour which lots of people have spotted that the manager or their peers haven't dealt with. They haven't been brave enough to say, when you interrupt people in meetings, it has a really negative impact, and have that discussion. We've got another video on giving feedback, a really easy process for it. So please, use the one-to-one opportunity to provide feedback to each other. It's a 2-way street. Again, it doesn't need to be so official that it's written down unless you want it to be. What needs to be captured though is what's going to change after the one-to-one. So, we're not machines. It's about people and attitudes, behaviours, loves, dislikes, whatever that might be. So it is a process, but we're not machines. There's always something that can be talked about, even if it's, did you enjoy your holiday, when's your next holiday? It's a bit like going to the hairdressers. But it's much more meaningful than that. And the third one is, always provide feedback, positive and negative. Don't leave it until the half year or end of year appraisal. It's far too late. It's my easy 3 on purposeful one-to-one meetings.